As we tune in today's Motorhead Garage, per usual, we're featuring many cool things. And then there's John and Dave.
One, two, three. Ah, good old rock. Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. We get a lot of cool machinery rolling through our garage door, and this classic Chevelle is no exception. We want to put a new stereo in this thing today, but the task is to keep it looking like the original Chevelle stereo from 1970, and that's where our friends at Classic Auto Sound come in. John's got more.
Well, when there's a 1970 Chevelle SS 454 in the shop with original LS6 motor, key word being original, one thing you don't want to do is butcher up the dash with a big LCD panel that doesn't fit the time era of the car. That's why we go to Custom Auto Sound. We got a custom fit in-dash radio, their USA 740 series to put in this. Why are we doing that? Well, look at the front of it. I mean, it looks like it belongs in the car. It's actually fit and function is going to be perfect for this year make and model, but don't let the front fool you. When you turn this baby on, you're going to get an LCD display in there with 7 different colors and changes, all the presets you would get on a modern stereo system, 300 amps of power, and all the modern amenities you come to expect. On the back, you have the actual USB cord right here, so you can plug in anything from your phone, charging devices. You would want that in a new car. You got your actual antenna input, so you get good reception. You can use a factory antenna with that. You actually have the mic in, which is real nice. Your Bluetooth or hands-free operation. They even provide you with the actual mic right here. You can put it in the car, clip it somewhere, so you're getting that modern as well. And you have some outputs. You have some auxiliary cables that go out, as well as the subwoofer output, which is really nice because Custom Auto Sound also offers different subwoofers. You can go look at speakers and different options that you can go ahead and put with the radio. Now, the radio comes with the different knobs and all the installation hardware, and it's pretty simple to install. Matter of fact, Dave's doing it right now.
First thing we should mention, for safety's sake, make sure the battery's disconnected. Thanks to the good instructions from the folks at Classic Auto Sound, you can see we've got the subwoofer connector like John talked about. This is the mic in for the Bluetooth. We also have the USB connector, and in our case, we're just going to use the antenna, so we'll hook that wire up in a second. The owner may want to hook up some more speakers, so we'll put the easy-to-use wiring harness in the top for that. Also, for power, we'll put this plug in the bottom. Easy as that. That snaps in. And before we put it up and in, we want to connect our antenna. It goes kind of deep, so we got to get that in there, make sure it's seated. Now, this is the hard part, but I got to tell you, it's not really that hard. Once you get the wires cleared out of the way under the dash, this isn't too bad. A little awkward. You may have to do some yoga, but you just bring it up, pass it through the dash. I like this unit the owner has chosen, Classic Auto Sound. I looked on their website. They have 3 different models that can work on the Chevelle. So depending on your options, you can click on your vehicle and find the one you want for your car. Now we've got some washers to go on here. Now I found Chevrolet made the left side opening a little smaller, so we've got a couple sets of washers that came with the unit. We're using the smaller one here because it'll fit in better. And then put these nuts on. Put one on to hold it because as you can see, it'll slide back on its own thanks to gravity. Put the second washer on once that post is through. Sometimes it's deeper in there, so you'll need to grab a deep well socket potentially. Also, if you're having trouble and you've got to go a lot deeper in based on your particular car, you might want to take a little shop towel or something or a piece of tape and put it in the end of your socket wrench, and that'll help you grab the nut. In this case, we're going to be all right. It's pretty amazing. I always wondered growing up what you did if parts like this went bad for your car, if you wanted something new. Classic Auto Sound's got a great solution in case you want to drive around your classic car and still want those good looks, but you like the modern conveniences of your Bluetooth and want to hook up your MP3 player, that sort of thing. We've got it in there, and all that is left is to hook up the knobs. Our owner has chosen the black knobs in this case. You can also choose a chrome model. The black actually matches the other knobs in this car, the headlight knob in particular. While I am tightening these knobs up, why don't you check this out?
Time now for Top Coat's tips and techniques.
You know, one of the hardest things to clean and maintain is an RV. I mean, look at the size of this thing. From the front to the sides, I mean, this thing's just huge, right? So just the time it takes to clean it. But more importantly, the damage. You know, this front end is like a magnet for everything. Oxidation, bugs, road film, tar. I mean, everything is hitting this RV, and it literally is collecting it all. If you had F11 on here, and by the way, this has been buffed, this has been polished many, many times, and it's still oxidized. But with the F11, if this was treated from the beginning, you wouldn't have these issues. It would look as brand new as obviously when you bought it, and that's the beauty behind F11. So as you can see right here with this gel coat, it's as simple as spraying, buffing it in, and I'm doing glass, I'm doing this painted area in the gel coat, wipers, all the above. You can only imagine what these benefits are going to provide. Not only is it great for the outside, but let's go see what we can do to the inside.
Top coat works great on the interior of RVs as well. You can use it on the leather, all the dash, instruments, everything, even the stainless steel appliances. Like this refrigerator will be harder to leave fingerprints and dirt on because top coat will resist them and make it easier to keep clean. It'll keep it looking new. The same goes for the countertops, even the stove, because there's no heat issues. You can also use it on the microwave, all the cabinets. You can use F11 on literally everything inside the RV.
Regardless of surface, there's similar issues and problems that RVs have, no different than we did on the front end, and we all saw how well that turned out, but no different here on the side. Watch this. I mean, F11 is just an amazing product in how it's going to bring the surface right back to brand new. Not only bringing it brand new, but more importantly, the ease of maintenance. We're not talking a year, we're talking 5 years, 10 years down the road by using this coating time and time and time again, and just how effective this product is for our RV community. And another issue that top coat prevents, period, that traditional methods always cause. It's always problematic, but look at this right here. Look at all this wax buildup. It's in everything. It's in every nook, cranny, and seam. You don't have that problem with Top Coat F11. So to learn more, you can always go to topcoat.tv.
All right, Dave, I got the battery hooked up for you. Looks great, like you did a great job. We'll get the wire harness tucked up in there real nice. The moment of truth, let's see if it works. But before you do that, the new guy, you get to pick the radio station. None of that classic opera we rode over with, please.
You don't like Puccini?
No.
How about some polka?
That'll work.
Yeah, let's do something else.
Yep.
All right, let me turn the power on here to the battery. Fire up the unit.
Look at you, got power. Look at the front, how nice it looks. Custom Auto Sound does such a great job, and bam.
Crank it up.
All right. Sounds good, you did it. You hit a home run. I'll tell you what, Dave, we got a Chevelle. We got some nice roads around here. I know what we're gonna do, but you take a short break. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by AP Laser, leading the way. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. Silver Sport Transmission, overdrive transmission kits everyone loves, delivered with pride. And by Top Coat, the best coatings in the world.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, brought to you by Top Coat. I've been a master ASE technician for over 20 years, and I thought hose clamps were fine until now. What if I told you you could take a hose clamp and make it 10 times stronger, 90% lighter, 360 seal around with no flat spots? That's why I'm here with Kevin from Clamp Tight, man. You guys can do that. Got a bunch of tools here. Tell me how you do it. Let's talk about the tools.
Well, the originals you have here, the gold one and the silver one there, those are the original tools. They'll do anything under the hood. Then we went to all stainless steel with that aluminum bronze nut. That gives you a little bit extra torque from those thicker hoses and things like that. The big tool starts at your coat hanger size wire and goes up to about this. So if you're doing bigger projects, big boosts, things like that on the big semi trucks. New improved tool we did is the Mini to get in those really tight spaces. Motorcycles, the engines are getting smaller and smaller, those compartments to work in, so we made a smaller tool to get into those.
You mentioned the wire. Now there's all different size wires as well. We're going from the small wire, stepping it all the way up to over the close size hanger wire. This is huge.
Absolutely. Most guys used to like a welding wire, like a 3/5 wire, so any of the tools are perfect with that. And then the coat hanger is obviously an emergency to get out of those type of situations.
I could think of thousands of applications. There's a bunch on the table. Why don't you demo it for us? Show it how it works.
Absolutely. So I'm using the 4-1 wire. We're going to make a loop, feed her in through and pull it tight. So that one time around is low pressure stuff, maybe putting your header wrap or exhaust wrap on. 2 times for anything that holds pressure, AC lines, power steering, transmissions, anything like that. Take your tool, stick your nose in, you got a pin and a pin. Over those 2 and around. Couple of twists, just like a bread tie. Now you got a notch on the end that loop goes right into, and that's it. You start tightening it up. So that's where we get all the push-pull. That's why we get that full 360 seal. When you're tight, you feel it in the tool, just like you would a regular hose clamp when you tighten it up. Don't need to really over tighten it. Also, you get nice and flush with your hose. That's a good indication you are tight enough. When you're tight, go ahead and flip it all the way over to lock it in. Once you back that off, a couple of snips. Once you press that down, that's what locks everything down in place, and that is your brand new hose clamp.
Man, that thing's absolutely perfect. I'll tell you what, Kevin, we got a perfect application in the shop. Our hoses are leaking. Nikki and Dave's over there, they're gonna show us the repair.
We are always happy when the Clamp Tight folks are here in the studio because they can help us with some things we've neglected. You can see we kind of got a Frankenstein device here for our pressure regulator on our lift. And as you can probably hear, we have a loose clamp up here where air is escaping, and I have tried to tighten it and things stripped out. So we're just gonna remove it. And Nikki, you gotta help me. We need a Clamp Tight clamp to replace this regular hose clamp.
So what I'm gonna do is just take the wire, bend it in half, and we're just gonna feed it through. So the great thing about this is it is a round wire and you're applying even pressure, so it's not going to cut into whatever you're working on. So you're going to get 100% attachment with our clamps. I am going to go around 2 times with this because we are running pressure through this, and that is what we recommend whenever you're doing anything you're running pressure through. So we're going to go through again, right up through the center.
How's this going to be better than the original?
Well, since this is a 360-degree seal, you're going to get inside the barbs on this, so you are going to create that 360-degree seal. And no flat spots, so you're not oblonging the hose in any way.
This is better than what's coming out of the factory.
Absolutely. So now we're just going to insert the tool, wrap it around, twist it together. The other thing too with regular hose clamps is eventually, with the expansion and contraction, they will cut into whatever you're working on. Since this is a round wire that we're working with, you're not going to get that with these. Also too, you never have to worry about over tightening. If you over tighten a hose clamp, you're going to strip it out. Right. So with these, you don't have to worry about over tightening. Exactly. So it feels tight, you're going to feel it in the tool, just like you would with a regular hose clamp. Now it's ready to close off. So since I have the space, I have the overhead, I'm going to flip it 180 degrees. So loosen it, pull the tool away. Then we're just going to cut it. And then you want to push these little ends down, because that's going to actually help as well, because you're not going to catch it on your hands.
Which is the problem we had here, which is why we have tape everywhere on the traditional clamps.
So now it's nice and tight.
All right, see how we did here. Put some pressure in that. The hiss is gone.
Hiss is gone.
That's fantastic.
So, absolutely. So it's a great tool for anything you're running pressure through, anything you're putting hose clamps on. Works great for that.
Clamp Tight. We love it. It's made in the USA. It's guaranteed for life. Be sure to check out their website and you can get one too. We've got more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat coming up right after this.
Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. Time to go back into the archives, visit with our old friend Brian Lone, see what he's up to.
Always great to have a big block 4-speed Chevelle in the shop. This is the type of car that really just begs to be driven. Cruise down the highway in comfort, having fun with your buddies or your family. You know, one of the ways that you can have fun in a car like this is having a great driving experience. And Danny from Steel Rubber, that's really what you guys offer. You know, if someone has a car like this they're restoring or want to make a more pleasurable thing to drive, your products are right there for them.
Absolutely. You know, whenever you're going down the road, you want to enjoy it. You don't want to listen to that wind noise and just have it aggravate you the whole time.
Get wet from the rain, you know, none of that stuff.
Absolutely. So, you know, the parts that we offer really do improve your driving experience, and as well as the look of your car. So what we have here are all the parts for a Chevelle, from the front to the back. You know, we've got the hood bumpers, the vent window, you know, guards for your A-arms, your door seals, all of this stuff.
Window felts, I mean, literally all of it. And I think when I look down and see the array of products, one is I'm noticing that the material matches the job, right? So your material you're using on your weather stripping is certainly different than what you're using here on these dust shields.
Right. So, you know, we make the parts designed from originals, and we use a compound that suits the application. So if you're wanting to seal your doors, we have a sponge rubber or a dense rubber for your glass, a tough rubber for your splash aprons. So we definitely make sure that the part is going to perform correctly.
And I think, too, it's interesting that you guys offer some different options. So when we look at our window felts here, we can see this deep pile, the OEM like shag style one, and then you have this more kind of tight, maybe more modern look.
Yeah, so we offer lots of different styles. We have over 12,000 parts, and with those, you know, the window felts in particular, you may have different options: heavy pile, a light pile, chrome, no chrome, extra wide bead. You know, so there's lots of options, and they're all in our catalog that are year, make, model specific.
Yeah, that's an important point because you offer such a wide array of things. You know, people are not going to get a telephone book shipped to them. They can call you, they can go on the website, specify their make, model, and you're going to send them a catalog that really kind of hones it down to exactly what they're going to need.
That's right. We print our own catalogs. We send them out for each customer that requests one. So if it's for a 69 Chevelle, if it's for a Ford truck, whatever it is, you know, we can send it out to you. It'll be just yours, and it'll have all the parts that we offer for that vehicle in there.
Speaking of stuff about that vehicle, there are people that are out there doing stuff that even you guys don't have a catalog for. Can you help them out?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a huge range of universal parts. So people who are working on hot rods, or, you know, we do custom windshields for chop tops. Nice. So there's a lot of options out there. I mean, we have parts for RVs and boats, so we have a lot of different profiles.
Pretty amazing stuff. And you're always looking for the next kind of product line to develop. I understand you have a new product line coming this year.
Yeah, we actually are expanding our Corvette line massively. So C1, C2s, all the way up to C4s and some C5s. I mean, we're going to have that whole range available very soon.
You guys also do some great kind of how-to videos, give best practices and installation tips as well.
Yeah, we consider ourselves experts. I mean, all we do is rubber parts. So if you have any questions about install or aftercare for taking care of the rubber, we have lots of how-to videos to install stuff, to do windshields or whatever. We have a ton of videos.
Let's talk a little bit about the aftercare because these are parts that do live in kind of a harsh environment if the car spends a lot of time outside. What do you recommend for someone who's installing this stuff and wants to keep it looking as good as the day they put it in?
The best thing I can recommend is soap and water. Keep it clean. Don't put silicone on it, anything like that. Really what tears up rubber is debris, UV, ozone. The compounds we use are very UV and ozone resistant, so it should last a very long time on your vehicle.
Beautiful. This is a full spread for a Chevelle. Make sure you contact Steel Rubber to find out what they have for your vehicle, get your make and model specific catalog, and where do they find you on the web, Danny?
www.steelrubber.com.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Exalta Coating Systems. We paint winners. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Mobile Environmental Solutions, the leading portable mobile paint booth. And by Dannmar Equipment. Now you see it, now you don't.
Well, we get a lot of questions and emails and social media here at Motorhead Garage when it comes to voltage drops. What is it? Well, I can simplify it for you. It's just measuring resistance with voltage. If you look at this graphic right here, we actually started out with 12 volts, got 6 going across the light. Well, we only have 6 because we lost 6 in the corrosion down there. That's voltage drop. That light bulb's not going to burn very bright. Now, why do we use it? Let me show you a trick here. We use resistance. Now, resistance can fool you, especially on heavy amp circuits. If I showed you this wire right here, resistance-wise, you would think, well, that wire is going to have a ton of resistance because it's all shredded up. But if you look there at the meter, it's about 2.2, maybe 0.3. This perfectly good wire is going to measure, the same, 0.2, 0.3. Why? Well, there's no amps flowing through the circuit. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to actually measure it with volts. I'm going to switch it over to volts. We got an assistant in the car who's going to crank it up. I'm going to do the positive and the negative side. Go ahead and crank it up. So I'm on the positive side of the alternator, and then you go to the negative to the negative. When you go there, bam, you're reading voltage drop. You can cut it off. That tells you if you have any resistance in the circuit. It's a great tool to use.
Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
Well, you've seen our Ford F-150 before, and we're having a little issue with it this time. We're hearing a little clunking sound. It's probably in the drivetrain.
Yeah, most likely it's in the drivetrain, could be drive shaft U-joints, doesn't matter. I need to get under this vehicle, our lifts are full. Got a creeper here out from the shop. It's not gonna work, man. So I'll tell you what, I don't wanna get under it. Somebody's gotta get under it.
I'm not going under because I'm lazy.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Let's do it.
One, two, three.
Ah, good old rock. Wins every time.
Under it. I'm not going under it with this creeper though.
Right, well, you don't have to because we have the Magic Creeper. And this will make it easier out here, especially on these rocks and uneven surfaces. It's going to be able to roll. Just whip that underneath and you'll be able to go under with no problem.
No doubt. Guess what? I didn't lose after all. This is a win because I can slide under there. I can actually check it out. I got full mobility, get right under it. Zero ground clearance. You don't have the wheels to get stuck in there. Man, drift right under here, no problem. I'm already to the drive shaft, up and down. Yeah, it looks like the U-joints are a little loose. That may be the thing. We'll have to go into the differential, check it out as well, but left to right under here, bam, bam, all the way to the other side and back out. Man, I'm coming over rocks. I mean, could you imagine this? A creeper wouldn't work, would definitely not work. In this case, no problem whatsoever. This thing here, this is the number, man. This is the trick. I won that bet.
Now, if you're on the side of the road like this, you never know what you're going to get. You're going to get rocks, glass, who knows what debris on the side of the road, or even if you roll over a tool or something like that, you don't have to worry about it, and that thing's not going to puncture. We've stabbed at it with screwdrivers and tried to tear it, and it just doesn't happen.
Oil, no problem. Wash it off, nothing. Puncture resistant, good to go. No weight limit, no problem. You saw the surface, not an issue. Take it to a ball field, put it on, you got your cushion to sit on. I mean, I can think of so many uses. Military, police, everybody should have a Magic Creeper in their vehicle.
And I've used it as a kneeling pad when you're, just changing something on the bumper or putting your license plate on or something. You can just kneel on it. It's for a real simple deal. But you keep it in your car, you can roll it up. It's not like a big creeper that you're gonna have to carry around with you. You don't have room. You don't want it anyway.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot of DIY stuff, but what about the professional technician, man? I mean, you got cars, you need to service it. Time's money. Those bays are full, bam, roll it out. You're checking out the cars right out in the parking lot, even in the service bay. You're under there, you're out, you're clean, no problem, no sweat, easy work. You're getting flat rate, you're making money, man. The Magic Creeper is the way to go.
That's what I was going to say. It keeps you productive. You're able to move cars through and everything. And you're a teacher, so you guys are using these in the shop, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love it. Have it at my place. But when you go to the website, make sure you don't look for any fraudulent ones, man. If you have any doubt, give them a call. Go to magiccreeper.com. Find the real deal because you need one of these creepers.
We hope you enjoyed the ride. We did. We had a great time. Let's do it again next week. If you have a product you want to see on our show, be sure to email Jeff at masterstv.com. We will see you next time on Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat.